Okay, this will probably be the last update of the story mode of Battle Network 6. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do this exactly. Actually, it's quite a bit easier than I thought. We got the Summon Black chip, which we haven't seen any of the viruses that have that in the first place yet, so that's neat. Those require a hole in the ground in order to use. So that can be a little bit awkward, to put it mildly. We'll worry about that some other time. Ah, shit. Okay, can I just, like, take a reset on this without taking damage? Or is the game just kind of an asshole? The answer to that question is, of course, the game is just kind of an asshole, but I digress. Nice job on my part, for once. Wow. Yeah. Resist as little as possible, so that way this flying gavel can pick us up, and skip the cutscene because it's millions of years long, and also we've seen a version of that before. Hey, neat, the corn hopped backwards into the lance. That's quite acceptable, actually. And give me that money. Alright, so to do this, right, curl to the half turn, do that. Yep, there we go. Thankfully, we've got a little bit of just, hey, yeah, just move forward for a second kind of stuff here, and then we can figure out what else we're doing. Ground man. Actually does enough damage to get the corn in just one attack, so that's pretty good. The encounter rate at least seems to be reduced in these areas. It's not 0, but it's less in the middle of these puzzles, which I appreciate. Because, yeah. Okay, so we want to go up and sort of make an S-curve here. Which is an interesting approach. Alright, and here we get to fight Judge Man again. Because why not, really? His words may be terribly overused. Yeah, he knows what he's about. And it's the fact that he's doing the same thing as always, or something. We're gonna actually take that, even though I don't think that's terribly necessary here. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you guys are so intent on getting this side beast power, why don't you take it, right? Get out the way. So that book is a thing that we didn't get a chance to see during our last attempt to fight this guy. Also, I'm really, really fucking up these dodges horribly. But also, you can see we completely destroyed that book immediately. So it's kind of like, what if Gate Man's Remo Gate thing had more attack variety to it? Not that I assume many of you remember that part of anything, because that was a while ago. We played that like crap and we got him, so yeah. No need to show us the checkout animation. Instead, we just head into this hollow tree. And get the music reset for some reason. Maybe it was just that many stairs. Oh, hey, here's this dude. Ah, yes, nobody here has a single plan. That's great. And now this guy is just going to stay behind, apparently. Yeah, no, this guy is a complete idiot. The only reason he managed to pull anything earlier in the anything is because, well, because of magic, I guess. Truth be told, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Then again, it's this series. Of course it doesn't make sense. Has anything in this series ever made sense? Because, like, no, it doesn't. Oh, that's horrible. Just train your cats to do them, dude. What do you mean that doesn't work? That's part of the joke, but also, what do you mean that doesn't work? They'll be happy. The children yearn for the mines. Wait. Hello, did any of you miss me being terrible? I hope so, because that's what we're all about on this program, apparently, is being awful. Speaking of awful, this enemy loadout that we keep getting here is kinda bad. Also, thank you for calling the PuckChamp emote to my attention. I am very glad that somebody has that on one of those websites. Because, quite seriously, what a fantastic thing. And by fantastic, I mean horrible. But you knew that I meant that. Imagine being a person who, like, mains Puck. That'd be kind of messed up. Alright, now be careful around the stupid, horrible storm cloud thing, because it is, of course, already out, active, and extremely pissed off, because they basically have to make these final dungeons like, hey, here's the worst version that we can do of any of these gimmicks. Enjoy. What do you mean you won't be enjoying? Oh, brother, I forgot that we have the, let me try using my word here. Yeah, so we've got the shadow viruses here, or basically this game's equivalent thereof. In this game, they're called nightmares, but they're the shadow viruses that we recognize from previous games. Yeah, the enemy designs in these games are real good. So, nightmares, kind of like the shadow viruses of previous games, are only vulnerable to sword attacks. Which basically, in my case, means, yeah, I'm using slash cross for those because I am not carrying those chips in my folder. It's like real nightmares, only vulnerable to swords. It's true. Just like real politicians. Wait. Oh yeah, I was wondering where my barrier went. That's right. The fan just kind of sucked it off. Yes, the jokes write themselves, I know. But in this game, wind attacks have a special attribute of removing barriers and stuff, so yes, the enemy just being a big fan means that it's going to inherently just eliminate my defensive starting thing. That's kind of a shame, but whatever. I'll just have to deal with it. More importantly, I have to figure out where this last bit of rainbow stuff is. And not just crash into that. Oh, there it is. Whoops. It's alright, I needed to take the damage so that way I could find the item. It was a strategy. Make my brain work better or something. I'm not sure that it worked, but it's too late for that. Ah! Ah! But... well, on the upside, we keep all of our mana, but the only real difference here is that we have to get a new cloud. And this thing is putting itself in the worst positions to stop. That's... This is not great. Oh god, and there's multiple storm clouds to worry about. Okay. So I'm going to assume that I have to kill all of them with one cloud is going to sort of be the issue here. But unfortunately, we have these things just always getting stuck in places where they're against walls, so I have to sit here and wait for this to actually give me a not suck RNG. There we go. Wow, you've done it, etc. Let these two airplanes approach. And then just axe them. Which I guess is a thing you can theoretically do to an airplane. And it won't be very effective, but you can do it, I guess. Alright, we got the goofy beep robot here. Oh, that did not combo the way I wanted it to, but at this point, that's probably to be expected that this game's gonna be like, hey, yeah, actually Beast Out kind of does weird things to you, which, alright. I guess so. Oh, yeah, here comes the fiery rocks, and I walked right into a tornado for it. I could have played that better, but I decided not to. Or I just didn't. Oh, you got more interesting doodads. Neat. I got a couple of CDs and a record arrived in the mail today. And a couple of Lego sets. Which, I bought one of them mostly because it had a couple of these, like, little purple crystal parts in it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'd rather buy a whole set for less than 20 bucks than just these 5 crystals for like $6.50 or something plus shipping on eBay. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I'll figure something out eventually, because... yeah. Yeah. There's quite a few interesting mimics out there, and like, you know, why not do all kind of interesting stuff with it, right? Just, you know. So how is it only accessible to Barrel and Wily? I mean, I bet it's a really heavy door, but I do want more information. Oh boy. So we've got Clown Man here. And this is basically also the same mechanic as was in Blast Man's dungeon. But instead of fireballs, it's the goofy little ghost things. They still make you have a get set on fire visual, though, which is odd. Wow, look at this nerd following people on things. Anyway. Oh, those are stage 3 of that virus. Okay, I did not realize that they were, but alright then. So, Cool? Thanks, game? I guess? I don't know how to respond to that. Okay, that didn't quite go how I hoped it would, but... but... I wasn't expecting the robot to start moving as soon as the fight began, I think. Also, it's weird how we had those, like, 2 fireball raids, and it took that long for another one to show up. The rate on this is very inconsistent. That's interesting. Also, oddly unforgiving timing for if you're just that far away from getting to the things. Yeah, whatever. We'll just take that damage. Because, I mean, at least wait until the sprites get, like, halfway across the screen. The camera is locked to keep us dead center, so it shouldn't be, like, a programming issue, really. There shouldn't have to be, like, how do we time this? You just do it. Okay, we've got a new enemy type here entirely. We had one earlier, but I think I already talked about it. Life Aura. That should protect us entirely from this thing's attacks. Or we can just shoot it and kill it before it really gets a chance to do anything. Unfortunately, no chip from it. The various elemental dragons, which are quite rare, judging by the fact that we haven't seen any of them anywhere. That. Ow. So these haunted candle enemies are quite fun, by the way. In that, if you hit them with a wind attack, it will blow the fire out of their candle. If you hit them with a fire attack afterwards, it will reignite them. Also, we haven't seen them anywhere else before. I don't know where they show up. Possibly in the underground, but we spent very little time there outside of doing the evil spirit stuff. So, yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Or perhaps even worse. Which is a slightly alarming thing to consider. Elemental Trap. I don't think these guys deal elemental damage whatsoever, so that may not be useful. Oh no, there's still another dude around here. Nice. Where the last one is? Yeah, then the path hopefully is just kind of straightforward. Otherwise I'm slightly confused about this. That's right, only slightly. We've had a bit of an upgrade this time. Meanwhile, I completely ruined whatever I was doing there. Ah, yes, of course. Time to take... Oh, it's like 100 damage. I wasn't even paying attention to how much damage it is, because our after-battle heal thing is really good. Also, thankfully we have super armor from somewhere, which is letting us not get our charge canceled. Otherwise, this fight would probably suck with that kind of opening hand. Alright, now let's get this thing. As an aside, there's something on some level that is deeply hilarious to me, that all they do with Circus Man is they just keep associating him with any of the Psybeast related mechanics. So it's like, oh yeah, what do we do with a clown? Evil spirits. Okay. I mean, listen, I get that a lot of people don't really like clowns that much, and a lot of them do kind of end up being a lot creepier than they're intended to be, but there's just something very funny about how that ends up to me, because it's like, wow, now you fucked up. Oh, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up, etc. Oh boy, this is going pretty badly. Nice. Unfortunately, ranks like that don't get us a whole lot of battle chips. Save in front of the clown, just because our HP is looking a little low. And fighting the clown does kind of suck. So, yeah. Having some more HP for dealing with this would probably help. Oh god, yeah, he does that multiple times. Right. He's doing everything 3 times now. Get in the front, you... I'm taking a reset on this. That is like the worst pattern I've seen out of this guy ever. We were about to die there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because he just sat in the back the whole time. Which I don't think he's supposed to do. Somehow that counted as us not getting hit that one time, but... eh. Damn it! That thing is disappearing so fast. I'm playing this like trash lately. Alright. That should do some good work. And yeah, now he's... and now we die from this. Yeah, because it's literally just multiple hits, so it ignores your undershirt. Yeah, I was thinking about throwing that out at first, but I decided ultimately, nah. Stop flashing. There we go. And he doesn't even get pushed. God, why does all this stuff come out so fast? Also, that does like 200 damage, I've noticed. Wow. That's pretty stupid. Alright. Why am I so bad at reacting to that? That's not even a fast attack, really. I don't know, my brain switches off a little bit. Now we're getting to a part where the game is like actually... Well, okay, this part isn't necessarily all that hard, it's just that I'm being really, really bad at it. He also doesn't really have a lot of counter frames, is another thing that I'm noticing. Like, yeah, I probably didn't need anybody to tell me that, but also... what a waste. Alright, let him land. It's a little early. Maybe he'll be able to take damage from the falling. Or maybe not. Why is... Oh, right, he couldn't put it in the... Because it goes in a specific panel. That was confusing. Anyway, fuck that stupid clown. If I'd been a little smarter about it, I probably could have, like, actually tried using the beast out or something, but I did not. Because, yeah. Yeah, see, this is a... The first time they actually are like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, this is, I think, one of the only games in the entire series where anybody thinks, hey, I'm gonna use physical violence against anyone else. Yeah, well, you guys kind of get what you deserve here. Unfortunately, the bad guys here also get rescued because they kind of have to be in order to rescue Land from the incoming death bots, because, yeah. Gutsman and an actual copy bot would be a pretty decent setup, so that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm not sure what one could possibly expect here, but oh well. It's no use! Wait. Good job, Protoman. You're doing your good things. Yeah, hey, sorry for the holdup of me not dialoguing here over the fact that there's a plot going on of like, oh yeah, Lan is off to go and fight the final boss. Yet another of them in this universe. Man, why does this world keep doing this? But I'm sorry, I was posting because somebody replied to something that I said with something incredibly stupid. Like, I said something earlier about how, you know, all the people who are like, oh, well, being against AI is ableist kind of shit. All these people who are co-opting therapy language, basically. It's not literally that, but it's in the same sort of department. And this person, who clearly is trying to punch above their intellectual weight class a little bit, came into my comments and started saying something about, oh, well, look at this person who's trying to present this as a binary between learning a skill and being lazy. That's the kind of thing that the ableists definitely trade in. And first of all, I blocked this fucking moron immediately because, like, you're gonna make me stupid with your radiation. And secondly, yes, actually it is. Learning and honing a craft and a skill is something that inherently requires patience and is a not lazy thing to do in and of itself, just to become that sort of talented. So, yes, actually, it is exactly that. And no, this schmuck who's coming in here, who is trying to make presumptions about me, listen, I'm not here to say that I'm not, you know, that I'm, like, free of any sort of prejudices. Because, obviously, I was raised in a society, in particular, I was raised in an American society. So, in and of itself, I'm probably, like, already a very bad person on a lot of levels. So, I'm not gonna say that, like, you know, how dare you call me an ableist, because maybe I am a little bit, right? It's just a thing that I've learned and I've never been able to necessarily defeat despite my best efforts. It may still be there. I'm not here to say that, but I am here to say that the logic that you're trying to use makes no sense whatsoever, and this is just a person who is getting angry at getting called out, basically. And if you believe that sincerely, if you sincerely believe that what I have said is some sort of binary that doesn't make sense, then you need to explain how. Because it is. Explain to me how learning a skill is an act of non... excuse me. Explain to me how learning a skill is something that you can do while also being lazy. Because no, that requires effort, which inherently means that it is not lazy. That's, like, part of the point, is that if you were being lazy, you wouldn't be spending effort on something like that, especially if it, you know, seems so frivolous, which, listen, I'm willing to bet that this is just a person who doesn't actually do art. I scanned the first, like, I don't know, 5 or so tweets of its profile, but I saw some art being reposted, but that doesn't mean they're an artist, right? Anyway, that's enough rage for now. Let's save, because this is a point of no return, as we are headed into the final boss. Which means I'm probably about to get my ass handed to me because, well, let's be real here. How have I been playing most of this game? And the answer is, I could have been doing it better. No, don't apologize, because it was a thing that you were correct to say anything about. And also that I was correct to say anything about. And some fucking idiot, I could say a lot of really terrible things that would get me super mega canceled if I had an audience, but even then I'm not saying it despite the lack of audience. I'll type them in the Discord, I guess. And by the Discord, I mean a personal chat, because I'll be more unhinged to you than anybody else, but, you know. Anyway. Like... oh, I'm sure that you already would have. Anyway. The plot here is pretty much one that I think we've gotten before, but yeah, Dr. Wily has had a bad time and been ignored because he was more into robots than network technology. Anyway. Regardless, you know, somebody being stupid when everybody else is being right, there's nothing to apologize there for, because you can't help the fact that some people just don't know or understand things, right? There's only so much to be done in the world. Oh yeah, Dr. Wily here is definitely looking... He's got a bit more of a fashion sense than usual in Mega Man. I mean, let's think about all the times when he was in the 2D games and he had those like ridiculous pink pants, which is fine, but it doesn't go with a lab coat. Like, come on, you I understand it's NES palettes, but do you really want people to be like, wow, this guy has no riz whatsoever? I'm probably using that term wrong, but who fucking cares? At this point, everybody else already uses everybody else's slang so wrong that if I fuck up something that a Gen Z kid says, it's already kind of appropriating African-American vernacular English to begin with, because it was probably some white boy that I stole that from. Anyway. What do you mean Iris is Colonel's younger sister? What do you mean it's a reference to Mega Man X4? What do you mean it's a reference to one of the best games in the franchise that people have already played? What do you fucking mean? Oh, right. Yeah, not everybody has played all these. Never mind. Especially, I feel that this series is aimed at a younger audience than the Mega Man X series was. Like, vaguely. Yes, Lan, good job finally catching up to the plot. Also, there's some big copy bots, and to answer the "is that you" question, she's not as angry as I am, so I don't know if that's possible. Oh, hey, look, it's Big Chicken. Your arms and legs? I think people would already be kind of afraid and confused by this thing just looking at it, so, you know, all you have to do is take this thing outside. And I would just be like, hey guys, I'm Cybis Falzar. How's everyone doing today? And people would just be like, what the fuck is that? Lan, how do you keep identifying the specific copy bot from the school lobby? We've seen dozens, possibly hundreds of these things by this point. What identifying characteristic does that thing happen? Beryl, what are you doing? You're just gonna go and run up and try to arm wrestle the chicken? Also, yeah, it do kind of be looking a little bit like a lot of large legendary bird Pokemons, so that is true. Oh, he died. He's not dead. He's just bleeding heavily because I don't know. Did the other three dudes beat the shit out of him? Was it the copy bots? I don't know. Oh, Mega Man's getting a bit of a headache. Oh, this sounds bad. They sure do kind of look like they probably would be. Also, apparently these guys getting angry just causes machines to start exploding. Well, computers in particular. Okay, the judge tree blowing up is probably fine. Oh, yeah, it's definitely, it's a highly amusing... These games are already kind of goofy, but also... very specifically, like, the exploding computers is... This game just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. I mean, the fat clown stealing some random chicken is just, like, already kind of funny. Yeah, the AI has gained sentience, and I've got to say, this is a far more hopeful perspective on it than I could ever assume that anybody would write nowadays. What if guns knew their wielders hurt people? Well, then you would have guns that would be able to come, is what would happen usually, but... Actually, I feel like I should call Robert Evans and ask him if he wants to co-write that novel with me. That seems right up his alley. What if a predator drone could have an orgasm? Yeah, all right, perfect. Oh boy. There's no way that I could possibly... I'm not sure what the best phrasing in this case would be, Irene. This is inherently like a slightly deranged topic. Anyway. Oh my god. Market this phrasing. You bet. Sorry, I just punched the microphone. Wouldn't be the first time this stream. But hey, Mega Man still has the power of dog, so we'll be able to 1v1 the dog using its own dog magic. Now, hopefully I don't, like, completely suck at this fight. Who am I kidding? I absolutely will, but it would be nice if I didn't. Can I just leave this fight? I don't want to switch into, like, sword cross... slash cross, pardon me. It's not sword... What? Fuck. Anyway. I like how it just smash cut out into the middle of space. And then it just scrolls down, like... Why not just sort of scroll up to the thing diagonally instead? The smash cut into the void is funny as hell, so... Maybe that's why they did it. Oh boy, they've set this guy up with a lot of extra HPs. Let's area grab, and that doesn't work here. Okay. Ow! Yeah, so getting hits in edgewise on this guy is gonna be a very big pain, I think, is a good way to put it, because what the hell? I'm at a slight loss here as to how to deal with this, actually, and it doesn't help. It does not help me whatsoever that we kind of drew a garbage opening hand. You know, I'm not afraid to say it. Drawing 2 attack ups and the tornado and all that, that's kind of awful. Ah! Well, shit, that didn't work. I didn't realize that paralyzed you. I should not be surprised, but I still didn't know. Ugh. Okay. All right. This is getting a little bit scary, but I think this is kind of manageable. This does feel like one of the better balanced final bosses in the Battle Network series. Yes! I have no other follow-up except for, hey, that could not have gone better. At least that last part. So, like, shut up, explosions. I'm gonna talk for a second. 'Cause we're right here at the end of this game, basically. I am going to give a final review, even though we still have a post-game and stuff to do. But I want to talk about the series in general and say that when it comes to, again, the final bosses, yeah, I think this one might probably be one of the better balanced out of the entire 6 that we've fought. Where in BN1 you had the life virus, and that was basically just press B in different rhythms. You didn't even need chips for that, and it was so weak that the fight was quite easy. Excuse me, only like 1,000 max HP or something. And then you had Gospel, and I thought Gospel was actually quite hard, because Gospel, much like all of the others, does spend a lot of its time on the defensive. But I think that it was probably a little more manageable, just often that it required you doing things that would scare you a little bit. And follow this up with Alpha. Alpha was just way too easy. I know a lot of people who think that Alpha was a very hard boss, and I do not get it at all, because it's not. Like, you have to kind of fall asleep a little bit to have that much trouble. Especially because that was when they were really starting to lean into multi-hit attacks. You could actually break that barrier pretty easily. But regardless, next up was Duo. Duo was way too hard. Duo was very much a massive swing in the other direction, where too many of your attacks just don't hit it because there's no floor. The same thing kind of applies to Nebula Gray, but also I feel like Nebula Gray had a far more severe form of just sort of battlefield ever-presence than Duo did. Speaking of Duo, I've heard a lot of people say that that was the game where the Mega Buster was the strongest. That I don't believe is true. I think it's just that it was so bad in a lot of other games, and that there were so many things that hamstrung a lot of your chip options in BN4 that by comparison, the Buster seemed really good. Nebula Gray absolutely sucked to fight. Like, dealing with the movement of that weak point and the fact that it's really only vulnerable to Lance, for example, for a very short period of time because it goes behind the back of the battlefield. There's a lot of things about that that kind of suck. Like, a lot of your good chips get very, very stonewalled by that. So big rip there. That boss is quite horrible. Now, I haven't played and beaten the other version of BN6. I haven't beaten Falzar, which I'm probably not going to stream Falzar version because, like, do you guys really want me to go through another 3 weeks of playing the same game over again? I mean, if you do, show your support through money, but no. Basically, it's one of those maybe one day if I feel like it at some point, but probably not. Regardless, for the time being, I kind of have to say that I think Gregar is one of the better balanced final boss fights. Again, very much a thing like Gospel, where you have to do a lot of cross counter in order to actually get any damage in, because that Thunder Beam is so fast. But due to the improved mechanics of the series as you get later in, for example, counterattacks, multi-hit moves, element trap being just so good, it balances itself out, and even counterbalances the fact that at 2500 HP, it is the beefiest final boss that we've seen yet. So, yeah, very good fight. This is a pretty good game. I used to be quite a doubter about Battle Network 6 as being like so much, oh, it's one of the best games in the series. Like, people will put this or 3 as the best game in the series, and I admit that I'm kind of feeling that it's actually 2, and that I think 3 is better than this, but I get why somebody might be like, oh yeah, BN6 is the best game in the series. Anyway, back to it. Well, we done pretty good. Also, yeah, I sort of implied that I was going to use dog powers against this guy, but I didn't. And you might be asking, hey, why didn't you use dog powers against this guy? And the answer is, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to feel this fight out a little bit. And ultimately, it just kind of ended up being one that I won first try. So, meh. And yeah, there's Lan calling out his brother's name to try to get Mega Man's attention. Oh, see, he can teleport now. Yeah, Colonel, punch him in the everything. Well, all right then. I mean, Dr. Wily, everybody else will escape, and you will too, because you are completely indestructible, so... Also, as usual, it's quite impressive that everybody is just permitted to monologue like this. Like, I know that this is very much a normal thing, and I could bring this up anytime, ever, in any series, but also, I just want to put it out here, especially while we're confronted with what is basically Mega Man possessed by a wild robot wolf. This isn't a creature that recognizes ideas of honorability or anything like that. It's just a big angry dog of a wild variety, not like a domesticated house pet kind of dog. What do you think this is? Rush? Oh, he's turned gold. Is this his version of being Super Saiyan? Oh, and he's just grabbing this thing by the throat. That looks incredible. Like, again, among shonen-y visuals, there you go. That's pretty high tier. Well, hold up. Wait, is this explosion? Oh, whatever. Who cares? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, come on, Lan. What are you, a fool? Do you think that Dr. Wily really wants to survive this so that way he can be made to atone for his crimes? What are you, fucking stupid? Oh, wait, no. Never mind. He is. Oh, you know, maybe Dr. Wily has at least a little bit in the back of his head. A little bit of human left in him. Makes for a big change from the main line. And from the Proto-Men timeline, which is the real canon. And all Lan has to do is invoke his dad, and he's able to do god shit. So, you know what? And besides, I feel like if you want to be this hopeful about technology, you kind of would want some sort of forward-thinking thing with robotics to go with all this network tech. Right? I, on the other hand, am not capable of being hopeful when it comes to anything tech-related anymore at all. Because it has all gone so wrong. So completely and fully wrong. He did what he decided was right in the end, which, you know, a fair way to... as he trips us at the last second. Wow, alright. How am I supposed to escape with a sore ass? Come on, dude. You know better than that. Or maybe you don't, I don't know. Anyway, this explosion is not doing a lot of traveling. And ultimately, the kid's sense of self-preservation takes over in the end, and off they go. It flattened the entire expo site, and the blast from the explosion made the town a mess and ruined part of the school. Well, yeah, it seemed like it was quite the blockbuster, that's for sure. Dr. Wily was found in the wreckage. It was a miracle that he wasn't hurt very badly. Not only did he live through an explosion that large, he was apparently not hurt very badly. This man just cannot be harmed, can he? And yeah, Beryl, who even knows? Team Rocket was discovered unconscious. Mr. Mach had a reason for doing what he did. And he was freed that quickly. When we see when about this speech is being given, it does also kind of continue to not make sense. Yeah. He went back to AC/DC Town, and he is graduating, so that's not that far in the future. Yeah, Higsby is off learning American business practices, so unfortunately, if you buy a battle chip from him, you have to be careful that it's not AI generated, so yeah. It's gonna make the whole battle chip economy of Battle Network a little bit rough. Ah, yes, now they're going through a big log of practically every major character that we've met. Well, okay. Very few, actually. But, you know, they really wanted to give you the continuity throwback to BN1 by mentioning all the people who were just in that and nowhere else. Except for Dr. Coldman. He didn't get any sort of reference. His name was actually Dr. Foy, or Freud, if you want to pronounce it like it's spelt in English. But... oh, Mick, you are about to get your ass beat. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't drop in from the ceiling. Like, he just comes out of the vents like Groundskeeper Willie. And of course, Mick basically worships the ground this guy walks on. Oh, none of them know about any of his sad backstory. They're all so lucky. I know that the honk is supposed to be like her blowing her nose, but unfortunately all I can think of is like clown noises when that happens, so it just ruins the moment. Entirely. It's just suddenly a bicycle horn for some reason, but, you know, why not, right? Don't study too much. Don't study too much and be an open-minded adult. You know what? That's good life advice. Because I gotta admit that, like, all the people I know who were, like, super smart guys, a very large amount of them turned out to be shitheads. And that seems to have borne out just in general in the culture, too, so... yep. It's true. Learn a skill, like, become an artist. Don't sit around reading millions of books for no good reason. And I say this as a big nerd who, like, just reads a bunch of random things in general, like, all the time. Atlanta's always just heading off to be strong of head and not necessarily smart with it, but, you know. Yeah, it's a little bit less urban, to put it nicely. Hey, dirt smell is fine. Yeah, everybody just wants to fight. It's a very friendly thing, but it's such a weird, like, idea of a world of just, like, Like, oh yeah, here's how we show our friendship. We beat the crap out of each other. And here's Chode back to being a smartass. Just because he's at a higher level than us. Oh, what's up? Yeah? He's being very cooperative in giving us answers. Yeah, I guess he really did have a serious change of heart. Yeah, they're all going to mostly the same school. Yai is not going to the same. I was gonna say, at least that's still a thing, right? Yeah, the Cyber City kids are going there. And Chode is going to be overseas. Yeah, he's apparently a bit of a prodigy. I'm not sure how old he's supposed to be offhand, but yeah. Scowl, yeah, no kidding. He's going to join Interpol. Of course he's going to be a cop. And of course Lan, who idolizes his scientist dad, wants to be a scientist. I mean, that's pretty much where everybody is at, is just like, oh yeah, I want to be like... I want to be, you know, this thing that I looked up to that much. Nobody's got, like, huge swerves. Like, yeah, Dex wants to be the mayor of AC/DC Town because he's got a very, like, local mindset, and also he respects power. Chode wants to be an international cop because he's a cop and that's all he understands. Tab wants to expand his business because he is in a business background and that's all he understands. Same thing applies to Yai. Mick, as we understand, looks up to Mr. Mach like basically his own parents. He idolizes the guy, even with how much of a roughshod kid and a little rebel he's been. And so he wants to be an elementary school teacher, just like his biggest role model. And Mail isn't directly saying it, but she's basically saying that all she has in her life is Lan. She wants to marry Lan. That's her only ambition. Because, you know, the way that female characters are written in media, especially for a younger set. Thank you so much, Capcom. I'm so glad you had one more opportunity to just fuck the pooch at the very end here, you know? God, this really does not make me want to check out Star Force, actually. Despite the fact that my majority of my Battle Network fandom time that I spend really is just hanging out around the Star Force Defense Squad, it's like, boy howdy, knowing that at least some of the writing team, like Iguchi, is still kind of a thing, and Iguchi has a lot of moments of being like a bit of a weirdo. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna find out what was in that huge box that he acquired. With all the metal stomping. Wow, who could have imagined that that's what he got, was a copy bot as his graduation present? So they can all meet Mega Man, and he can tell them, at least vaguely, about how Mega Man is basically his brother because of weird, bad, soft sci-fi. And because of anime, also. Yeah, meanwhile Chode is trying to act really cool. Oops. I probably should have this mic set up a little differently so that way it's much harder for me to punch it when I'm... after I scratch my face. Or anything else, really. But one of these days... I'll figure it out. Clear Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High, 50 floors. That's pretty tedious. Like, I can't remember where it stands on difficulty, because last time I did Heaven on High, which the 50 floors of that is definitely the harder one, I was doing it with only one other person, and I remember mostly that it took a while. And the difficulty could be kind of variable. Oh, I don't know that I would go that far, but there's... The process involved with unlocking it might take more than a minute. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be that bad to get that going. I would definitely recommend getting at least one other person to group up with you for stuff like that if you are able. Warrior is always a very good class for like anything. And I believe that's what I played most of when I was doing Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High. Did I also do Red Mage for Palace of the Dead? I don't remember, but Red Mage is also good if you're like in a group, because you'll be able to get to you'll get a healing spell. So I guess Summoner would probably also be not bad for similar reasons. Yeah, and plus on top of that, you should get a... I'm pretty sure that Palace of the Dead gives you a pretty decent chunk of experience if you're at least below the level cap for it. So you'd probably be able to get Warrior to 50 with doing that. Machinist should be able to do decently there. You just kind of have to... be... you'd probably have to take things a little slow, because the only heal that you have is, like, recuperation or whatever. Summoner's heals drop off real hard after Summoner Scholar Split. Okay, yeah, to be fair, I haven't played a whole lot of Summoner, and also, I haven't touched 14 in a minute, to put it succinctly. But at the very least, it should have a heal spell, which... Again, especially if you're in a small group, having a DPS that has a heal spell to go with a tank or something will help you keep your party alive a little bit. You've heard Red Mage is good. The most hardcore deep dungeon raider you know did it on Black Mage. Of course they did. Yeah, if you're going solo, then like... Yeah, that might slow down the effectiveness of some of them, but yes. Oh yeah, don't forget the healing items, which I kind of did forget entirely, because, well... Oh, that's unfortunate. To be fair, though, when I did anything with that, again, I was doing it in a pair, and I was playing Warrior, so my perspective is already twisted from the fact that I'm playing Warrior for content like that. Or content, period. Oh, so I guess Lan's kid is named Patch. I guess. Yeah, Lan and Mail got married. And yep. Oh god, is it... I forgot that there was an over 100 levels for any of the deep dungeons. Which will tell you, again, how long it's been since I've played, like, anything. In terms of 14. My memory is terrible. Legs go, Lan. Wait. Continues making jokes about a typo from the N4. Yeah, a 20-year epilogue, and... it looks like everybody basically got what all their dreams were, because... hey, welcome to Shonen, basically. It was a long time ago. It was fun. Well, at least that's good. Again, I completely forgot that there was... I keep doing that. I forgot that there was actually an over 100 set for those, so yeah. When are Light and Wily gonna get married? In this continuity, I believe Dr. Light is already dead. I mean, his son is still alive, who's Lan's dad. So... maybe Dr. Wily's kid and Yuichiro can get married, so we can get kind of close. Wily can build a robot Light. I'm pretty sure that this is what they're trying to figure out how to write for Act 3 of the Proto Men, and that's why it hasn't come out yet. And there we are, folks, the end of the Mega Man Battle Network series. Although, I still have post-game stuff I can do, so... this is a fairly fun series, in my opinion. It's something that can be a little bit hard to get into for newcomers, because it's very daunting, and there's a lot of stuff that's not well explained that you just have to experiment with. And I know that just experiment with things is not necessarily the most attractive model, right? Telling people, hey, yeah, just try these things in the middle of a battle. Oh, by the way, you can game over in every battle. That's not really going to feel very attractive. So it ends up kind of choking your ability to, like, give anything a shot. And also, most ships are explained like absolute dog shit in the game. They don't tell you a very large amount of the command codes that you can do for stuff. They don't tell you a lot of combos. There's a lot of mechanics that you basically just have to learn by trial and error, as has already been alluded to. So I can understand why somebody would look at this and be like, yeah, no. But I took the plunge back when I was like 10 or whatever, when the first one came out, and I liked it a lot. Mostly because I watched my brother play it, so I acquired a little bit of understanding from that. I, on the other hand, am a terrible teacher, so I'm sure that watching these streams has probably just turned people away, especially when they hear the shit that I talk about in the middle of these games. Anyway, so yeah, very cool idea, if nothing else. I'm glad that there's a couple other people who have taken to making Battle Network likes. That's neat that people have been like, hey, there's potential here. I'm quite positive about that. Hooray! Thank you, a couple of people who create fan games. You don't all suck, unlike everybody who makes Pokemon fan games. When it comes to the overall quality of the series, it is highly variable. The first game is like really kind of tech demo level. It's not a bad game by any means, but it is very rough, very badly balanced, and kind of a lot of bad design. Battle Network 4 also has a lot of problems to it, but unfortunately, I think nowadays, due to certain text LPs that were posted on Something Awful, where a guy was using a very not good emulator, which admittedly does also kind of reveal a programming problem with, you know, a very stupid thing that Capcom did. And sure, they kind of deserve a little bit of blame for that, but also this guy did kind of fuck the game's reputation a little bit. But I will still say it's not the greatest. It does sort of deserve a little bit of the hide tanning that it gets. Past that, most of the other games are pretty solid. Battle Network 6 is very high up there. I would still say BN2 is probably my favorite in the end. And yeah, let's press start already and get back to the menu and see our fancy new "oh, you beat the final boss" badge up there in the corner. There is a very, and I mean very large amount of post-game that can be done with this. And I have just so many chips that I don't have yet and don't know where all to get most of them. So it might be time for us to start working on that. In general, I'm going to be starting the post-game here for the next rest of the stream. I don't know how much of it I'm going to stream after this, because I would like to shuffle in some other games, because there's plenty of stuff that I would like to play on here. And plenty of stuff that I would not like to play on here, but may end up in the rotation anyway. If somebody wants to give me large amounts of, well, large amounts is a bit of air quotes here. If somebody wants to pay me, maybe I will play Ride to Hell on stream. I posted that on the social medias, but yes, I did in fact purchase a used copy of Ride to Hell Retribution, which is one of the most infamously bad games of all time. Yes, you sure did, Submarine. Wait. I'm trying to think of like a good follow-up to your statement that would actually be funny, but I'm bad at the humors. Rather play Shaq Fu levels bad? Yes, I believe would probably be the correct sentiment there. Admittedly, I haven't played a ton of Shaq Fu, so I can only kind of say that, yeah, I remember that Shaq Fu is not good. But yes, Ride to Hell Retribution is a very, very bad game on a wide variety of levels. It has a serious amount of glitchy issues in it. Bugs that could literally ruin the entire playthrough. I don't 100% remember it being quite that level, but I absolutely believe it because, yeah, it is wildly janky. I've definitely seen stuff where it will cause the game to seize up, so that's pretty close to that too. I forgot what I was looking for in here. Shit. Oh no. I mean, we saw the corn chip in there, so that's probably the only thing that actually matters, really, but... Oh, right, no, I remember what it is. I just have to figure out where in the progression it actually would be now. Holy panel A? I think A is the code that we need for the chip trade. Let's go into our side quest list here, and... Oh no, it's Holy Panel S. The fuck do you mean I get it from a Billion Comp 2 GMD? What? Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna go look for that in here. Yeah, no, Ride to Hell Retribution is... We're setting aside the writing because that's also pretty bad. Another thing about the game that has earned quite a lot of infamy is the writing of Ride to Hell Retribution being very not good about several things, to put it bluntly. Yeah, that's definitely worse than Shaq Fu as well. Like, Ride to Hell would absolutely be a sort of, like, self-torture level stream. And while I've surely shown that I'm not opposed to that, I think that might be a little bit spicy even for me. And when I'm saying that, that should probably give you an idea as to the fact that this is a rough experience. But yeah, no, Shaq Fu is a real video game by comparison. So we've got upgraded Kragers here. They do exist. We get, hey, yeah, we can get the chip. Nice. Their time bomb too. I assume that's useful in some way. Is this really, do these like rotate? I guess they have to. That amount of money seemed different. Oh, why do I keep trying to press A on this thing to jack in? I'm being a fool. Okay, yeah, these are different. One of the green mystery data items from this particular location gives a chip that we need to trade for something. So that's why I'm doing this. It's also like a halfway decent money farm. At least so far it is. There we go. That's the chip we're looking for. And we want to take that to... not that far back. Crypto mining it. It almost is, isn't it? Eesh. Yeah, how would this even work, realistically speaking? Right? I know that realism is far from anybody's brain when they're Mega Manning, but still. Town foyer, yeah, gotcha. Alright. What else do we have in here that we don't have yet? We don't... Well, we need that air hockey for a thing at some point. An economy based entirely on Pokemon cards. Basically. That's not entirely incorrect, it feels like. Anyway, we got all these dudes over in the overworld, and we can fight them for rewards that I don't think are very much. Oh, this would have solved my problems much earlier. Now, thankfully, we're just sort of out here on the overworld, so the health thing doesn't have too much of an effect. Yeah, let's fight these dudes. Ah, yeah, some more haunted candles. You know, as you do when you're a teenager. Just rollerblade down a flight of stairs. It's fine. This isn't a poor idea or anything. And his retractable wheels on his Heelys. He's got things that are going a little bit fancier than even what we've got in the real world here. We'll pick up that time bomb, which we didn't really need that much, I don't think, but whatever. It's fine. It's got to have some sort of use, probably. Or more likely, probably not. But you didn't hear that from me. Or if you did, well, then I have no more that I can say on the matter. Let's fight these goobers here. Ooh, 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 that's... I don't think I like what I see here. Oh, that is an excellent bit of combo business there. Haha! That is about as slick as I could really expect out of that fight. For me. And slick is a bit of a stretch because, wow, I aimed a groundman. Ah, crud vapors. We got these guys. We got some dynamite headies here. Oh, right. You're actually there. Couldn't tell. And yeah, those guys are about as annoying as they usually are. I don't know how strong their auras are because they don't have any sort of number on them. But we remember them from way back when. For those of us who have watched all of these, really. What do you got to say? Anything? Oh yeah, that's the guy I traded ships with. So the answer there is probably no. step forward in order to proc that, so that way the element trap just clears the fight immediately. What an incredibly stupidly good ship. Like, I'm surprised that they actually went so far as to make that be a thing that you can just freely get in star code. Like, that's sick. That's kind of gross. I thought he was getting bullied. Turns out, everything is apparently okay. Well, alright then. Ah, whoops. Ah, yes, I love those homing rock slides, you know? It's just like playing a Rareware game, except I'm the one who's doing the stuff here. Get the seaside key to open that. I don't know where that is. Yeah. Hey, dead guy. Oh, he's just ouching. Ouch. Bad up. We already have a recup 80. Don't have a barrier 100. I need 2 of these, actually, because one I need to trade. And I'm out of money for Time Bomb 1. Well, oops. So that's like 5 to the left, I think. We'll get it eventually. I think we actually took damage there. Oh, well. Well, there's enough money for us to get the time bomb once we get back there. Alright, now here. Was that it? Yes! And that got us a reg up too. That's quite handy. And here's the shop. Grab that. And jack out. Central. So that guy should be able to get us another air hockey, which I guess is nice. Oh, that would have been a pretty good chip for us to be abusing more often in this game, but I ended up not using that code for some reason. The reason is probably mostly because I'm a huge goofball. Or something. I know, that's just a robot. Hey, you. You're a sub-chip merchant. Yeah, you're a sub-chip merchant. Hey, you. Oh, we already got it from that guy. Well. Alright, then. Let's see, how many do we have of anything? And that's some numbers for us. Give me a sec to look at what I can do next. Oh, right. I know what I can probably do is I can go into the Navicust thing and I can start compressing everything. Okay, no, first barrier is already compressed. So put that in there. Shield. We do this again. Hold right and press the 10. Okay. R B B B A A A B R L. Anti-damage. B L A L B R A L B A. I was like, did I press the wrong button there? And shockingly enough, I did not. Oil body is L R A B A R B B L R. Fish, all of the element targets are all the same compression, but not the same code. A R A A B A R R B A. Battery. B R B B B B B A R R. Oh my god, 5 just B in a row. Alright, sure. Jungle. A L A R B R A R L B. I don't really need this compressed, I don't think, but we'll do it anyway. Well, it's quite large, so I guess because they knew that the emotion bug, which is the thing that you can do with the poem and humor programs, are so strong, they made them a little harder to use. B-A-B-A-R-R-L-L-A-B. Like I said, they finally started balancing these games. Auto heal. B-B-B-A-A-B-A-A-B-B. Love that that's just all buttons from that. That's funny. Buster pack we've already done. Body pack as well. Boulder pack 2. Rush, beat, tango. Yeah, I would assume that we did those. And the rest of these have... Oh no, some of these do. Never mind. Speed max is done. Attack max is done, obviously. Same with charge max. None of the HP stuff does, though. So yeah, as you can tell, we kind of missed out on a fair chunk of stuff from the Navi customizer, probably because we just decided not to spend a lot of money on it. This is definitely a game. You saw that we beat this under... We beat the... just my voice went completely silly there. We beat this in less than 20 hours. So this is definitely a game that kind of rewards you grinding a little more. And we chose to do less of that. Oh, hey, look, there's a dead robot in here. Oh, hey, there's her roll 3 chip. Didn't realize where that was. I'm gonna take a quick look at something and see if there's... Okay, yeah, so we can register times for beating Navis with the cards. Oh, outside messages? Okay. I want to see if I can go fight Blastman and see if I can beat him a bit faster now, because we should be able to, really. And if we do that, hopefully we can get an S rank in the... we'd be able to get Blastman's highest level chip. And as usual, it would have increased damage from beating the boss quickly, if we're able to do it, which I think we should be able to. And yeah, we got more of these Navis hanging out the internet bullying people. Nice. Less nice is the fact that we just lost our counter immediately, but this set of enemies is kind of crappy, so maybe it's to be expected. But we got there in the end. Save game and keep going. Some other time. I have not got the foggiest idea as to where Giga Chips are in this game, so... Because it still shows us with 0 of those. Which, we do have 1, but it's technically a hidden chip, so... Yeah. Oh, right. I remember where one of them is now. Okay, so I'm going to use Sneak Run because that should still produce Blastman fights for us occasionally. And save, so I don't have to waste too many of these, and I can just reset if I don't get him. Here we go. Yeah, all right. So we can do a fair bit of stuff here. All right, let's start out by whiffing at that. That's always good. Oh, I was too slow. Because I was expecting him to move before he... There we go. That's at least going to get us some good damage going, because, yeah. And that one counts as a counter hit. I probably don't really need the... the other thing. You know, the other thing. Yeah, real helpful. That was too slow. Yeah, I don't think that's going to really be fast enough to get us anything too good. 32 seconds, though, and we did get Blastman's SP chip. How strong is that? 150. That's... Yeah, that's definitely like, hey, you fought way too slowly. But also because I was expecting him to move again before he did his fireball throw there early on, so I lost one of my easy counters. Yeah, that area grab is probably not very useful right now. Can I just equip the... I can't equip Element Trap yet, no. Norse Circle Gun. Ugh. Game, you are breaking my something or others here. Taking the wind out of my druthers or something, I don't know. It sure did. Well, I'm taking a reset on that. Okay, yeah, sure, I lose the chip, but I can get that back easily. That's not a hard fight. There's also not much value to going and picking up that GMD because it's just a mini bomb, as we've seen already. Honestly, this is kind of a terrible folder to be fighting this dude with. Because it does rely extremely heavily on the prospect of him just being in range of my tornadoes a lot, which is not going to happen. Yeah, I think once again we're probably in the far too slow to actually get a good record here kind of territory. I definitely am in a much greater need of like actual things that are his weakness. Why did you do that, Beast Man? Whatever your name is. Yeah, once again, too slow. As Sonic would put it, you're too slow! Yeah, alright, Sonic. Sure, buddy. Thanks. Or something. Yeah. Dive Man is damaged, though, I mean, so that's pretty good. The Aqua Needles are pretty solid if I had otherwise a good setup for that code. Oh yeah, so here's another example of a really terrible chip description. So the arrow train chips are that they fire an arrow onto every panel in front of you between you and the enemy. But that's like use distance. That's really not a good explanation at all, guys. The hell are you talking about? Use it. Well, I mean, use distance, I suppose, but also that still doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. M code might be a usable one. We got all the arrow trains here. We got an air hockey. We got a drill arm, which is not, like, amazing in this fight, because he tends to hog the back row. I think there's just going to be a lot of stuff that I would need here to make this work. Hey, we do have a star code dive man. That's neat. I could just try to brute force this, and I'm going to, basically. I'll give it one more shot, though. Unless the sneak run wears off before I get the second shot at him. In which case, it'll be like, well, I will hash that out a little bit later. Because, yeah, a folder that's this fire-oriented probably would be better suited against a... Wait, I think the only wood element enemy in the entire game is Tomahawk Man, outside of Element Man in his wood phase. Yeah, so that's the only boss that we would be able to use that against, and guess who we can't fight? Among a few other fellows. Well... whatever, this isn't the strangest thing that's happened to us at this point. Nice. It's a pity that those aren't worth any sort of, like, actual reward or anything, but... oh well. Pick this up. I want to go investigate the underground some more, and... see if there's anything interesting I can get there. I can just jump down from here, right? Yeah. You get that animation. Complete with the shaking. That seems a little unnecessary, but okay, game. Let's see what's around here, because there's got to be some stuff, right? Well, for a start, we've got the Haunted Candle enemies, and unfortunately, they are being joined by a Nightmare enemy, so I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to use Slash Cross in order to kill that thing off quickly. I suppose that if I was being smarter about things... First of all, I think Tomahawk Man actually counts as like a sword attack on some level. The boomerangs clearly do not. But... I'll figure this out eventually, right? Grab that. I probably didn't need to move down there, but whatever. This should give us an S rank, and maybe we'll get a good ship. That'll probably just be a reflector or something. Oh no, we get another summon black, and it's an I code, which is a rather awkward one, as always. There's no Iceman to help us out there, so meh. And meanwhile, here's just a fairly generic set of enemies. Look at all these dead guys here. There's a lot of them. Maybe they're warning me that there's a strong virus here to worry about, but... don't know, actually. Ooh, nice. Probably could have used that earlier. Nice. And worth it. Oh god, 400 feels like nothing. So we've gotten more from encounters before. There we go. Yeah, this is what we can get access to here. The Immortal area. This is basically part of the post-game, I believe. I think technically you can come here before that, but you wouldn't really want to do that to yourself. Alright, start off by going invis. I was gonna say I would like if the Elec mech moved, so I can get an easy doubler there. And Air Raid 3. Oh, I was hoping for the upgraded machine sword. Not gonna lie. Another Air Spin 3. Oh yes, we could really capitalize on our one strategy if we wanted to. Judging by that, that's quite helpful. Alright, so throw this thing out and spin it harder. And get another of the chip that we already have. Well, that's just how it seems to go with this sort of thing, huh? If I was smarter, I would, like, keep a screenshot of this somewhere. You know what? I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to screen cap this, and I'm going to open MS Paint and have that sitting on the other window. As one does, you know. Modern problems require not looking things up on the internet, because if you do that, Google immediately shoves your results into Gemini or whatever its shitty AI is called. Oh, now I fucked up. Now I almost fucked up. Yeah, once again, my amount of brake chips here is pretty low. This is probably a big part of why air hockey is such a dominant thing in this game, in this series, because it's also a braking chip. So it would really help me if I was to be like, hey, yeah, let me just actually try using my air hockeys. But, I mean, come on. Why do that when I could just complain about it more? You know? Yeah, those extra attacks were going so fast that they actually gave me the double. It's a tragedy it only gave me money, but, like, that's only because the chips in this area are actually the things I need now. Otherwise, I'd be like, hey, yeah, free money. I enjoy a little bit of free money. But this time, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I could be getting so much more out of this. Oh! Oh, and these ones stun you too. Oh, boy. I need better ways of, like, clearing these areas out. Clearing these fights out immediately, but Ugh. Neat. It wasn't an S rank, so I can't be too mad about not getting a chip there. I know, I could probably just go and get the collect program, but don't have that yet. I can't afford it yet. Yeah! Oh. I am so bad at circle guns, so I am always happy when I actually manage to land it. Element Sword, I want to say, attacks everything that is on an elemental panel. But don't necessarily take my word for that, because there's so much to remember about these games that I generally don't. Because there's just that much. Over. Okay, yeah, so this is right near the end, huh? Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's a hole. I only saved at the start of the area. A rip in space-time. How do you know that, Mega Man? Megaman? Megaman? Oh, get a load of this guy. Get a load of this! So here's the Count, making an appearance not from Sesame Street, but from the world of Hideo Kojima's Boktai series. A very cool but very gimmicky game that I believe I've discussed before. And truth be told, why would I not have? And that ate my entire barrier, like, right away. That's... Wow, alright. So, am I not able to hit you, sir? Is there some sort of, like, joke to this that... Because, yeah, he's just not taking damage. I may have to just, like, fold on this one, because... Yeah. I'm going to take the death just in case it's, like, a plot thing that you have to. I don't think it is, but just to be absolutely sure, and it is not. So... Is there anything that can tell me what the deal is with that? Let's take a look here. I assume that this is, like, tied up in the side quest, basically. But I don't completely know. Anything to say here? Okay, I see. Well, he just was not taking any damage, period. So there's something more to this, and I had a look here. Wait, so I'm supposed to... How am I supposed to get out of that, then? Do I have to actually run from the fight? That would be interesting if so. Hmm. Oh, hey, another one of those boomerang chips. It's a pretty big meh, I think. Don't really need that at this point. Unless I were really to switch to that code, which maybe, but not right now. That's for sure. I think I keep bumping the microphone with the end of my controller's cable. To make me look like even more of a goofball. Oh, hey, here's a clown. Yeah, his attacks are coming out real fast now. Case where you absolutely do not want to be without something that will help you defend against everything. Yeah, like, he can't pierce this whatsoever. I can spend one of those, that's fine. That was not my ideal chip placement there, to be sure. Okay, he doesn't have counter frames during that attack, which is a pain in the butt. I was trying to dodge his shit tent. Oh my god, I played that like trash. Oh, whatever. We throw a ball at him. Yeah, just waste more of our time, dude. Who cares? Come on. Stun. Yeah. There we go. An amazingly slow Circus Man V3, but if it works, it works, I suppose. Save. Oh yeah, we already used our only untrap that we had. We should have bought more of those. Now that they cost, like, a lot this game. As opposed to previous games where it's like, yeah, they're 100. Everybody will just think it's one-time use anyway, so who cares? That wasn't exactly the cleverest thing anybody's ever come up with, I'll say that. Well, interesting to see the version 1 sorties here. We immediately kill them off and get ourselves a new virus battler data. Still the dead guys. Crap. I should have actually dodged that. Oh well. It's fine. It worked out in the end. Because we got the counter because of our Super Vulcan charge shot. And yeah. Oh hey, here's a version 1 of the Heady virus here. And yeah, as you would expect, the head is the only weak point instead of the body as well. And maybe as you wouldn't expect, they are slow as molasses. Alright, so save before we come in here. Ooh, gold data. What do you got for us? A Blizzard Ball N. That's, well... It's a good ship in another code, so maybe that's not completely worthless, I guess. Yep. Let's go up this side, I guess. In order to try and deal with them. Oh, this is not a great, not a great hand. But if we let this thing get into position here... Oh, I don't think that's going to work because I was too far back. Yeah. Well, good enough. We got the pulse ball pretty quickly anyway. So that's fine. Ooh, double point from the battle data here. That's quite powerful, but I already think we have as many as we're allowed to carry, so I don't think that matters so much. There's the HP memory from last time. So far it's going okay. There's a boss here that I don't know how to damage, but I think I have to go through another, like, side quest event to get the ability to deal damage to him. And possibly I have to run away to start the side quest, so I'm gonna figure that out in a bit. And by in a bit, I mean once we get over here. As we get to see the count again, but I'm skipping the cutscene because we saw it before. Yeah. He says this is no time to run away, so... a survival match? Just live against his horse shit for a little while, which should actually be fairly doable. I just have to move a little bit faster than this. Oh. Oh, yeah, that threw me off because I saw him raising his hands like that. While the spikes were still going, so I was like, oh, is he just doing that to signify that he's about to shoot spikes? But yeah, this guy's attacks are all dodgeable if I just, like, get a little better at doing the fast movements. And try to remember to do as many one square motions as possible. Unless they want me to go Beast out to deal with him. Or he's not a sword type, is he? Or he's a shadow type? Pardon me. No, that's the wrong one. Alright. Slash. Take these. I guess we'll find out in a second. Oh. Okay, so it literally is just live through a few attacks. Zap? Why did he call him Zap? That's... Is it because they're seeing the count and the translators were like, oh, you mean Count Zap, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they screwed that up. That's really, really crusty. Yeah, look on the internet and he gives us the Sun Key. That will let us go and get Otenko, and then we can actually fight the Count properly. So that's neat. Yeah, that's actually Django is from Boktai. It's a crossover with it. The third time in this entire series. Which I'm still kind of impressed. I've said this before. I think it's really neat that this is actually a thing that's in the collection here, because there was every possibility that they would not be able to secure that for rights related reasons, because I would assume the rights are currently tied up with Konami because it's a former Hideo Kojima project. I know the location. I need to go for this one. Yeah, so here's our new post-game chip trader. As you usually see. And we're going to spend some of our extras here. Oh, neat. We got Elecman's chip. Yes, as per usual, the one that you get super late on gives you the possibility of getting some Navi chips. But mostly I'm here looking for other more unusual rewards. And realistically, we're not really getting anything all that special, so a big oh well to that. I guess we could start doing some of the job board stuff, and we could start working on those. Start from the bottom. Cyber Academy 6-2. That should be pretty simple. Okay, so it sends us an email saying that we've taken on the request. Neat. Oh, we haven't been in here at all. That's strange. But hey, nice surprise. Oh, we need to get unlockers pretty soon, don't we? Oh, crap. Oh well. Is he not in here? Whoops. There we go. Okay, it's just... I basically was kind of jumping a step ahead, I guess. Without realizing it. And it looks like it's just a Met. Oh no, it's version 2 Mets. Oh no. Well, neat. There's gonna be more of this. Okay. Oh yeah, is there one more in here? Oh, there's a couple more, actually. Again, though, not really hard enemies we're looking at here. And bonk. That looks like everything, so... Hey, nice. Oh yeah, I can't really jump ahead too far on the difficulty of any of these jobs, even though there's ones that I would really love to do. Because there's like a ranking system for it. You know, just to complicate things slightly. At least it does seem to be only a slight complication, so there's that. Pocket watch. She found it when she was weeding, or lost it while she was weeding. Pardon me. So just checking the area. Let's fight this guy just because, honestly, he's here. Get this guy out of here. Got a pretty crappy virus setup, though. I mean, a pulse bulb SP in here is kind of... Oh, God. And it shoots through your invisibility. That's not great. I don't like that very much. Alright, later. Yay. Second. Yeah, I just read something in the thing here that confused me a little bit. Is that a card that I didn't use or something? No, I used all of these. Oh, okay. Wait a second. Okay, I get what the deal is. Sorry, I was misreading a post about a glitch in the thing, so... Check your tree on the side of the road. Okay, so... It's a little too far out to be the side of the road, I guess, so it's probably, like, over here. Here? There we go. Okay. I thought I checked there, but maybe not. Yay, we got a reg up. Let's go in here and... This list. Cyber Academy Teacher's Room. Gotcha. That's perfectly fine, dude. Don't worry about the fact that you like action figures. That's not even that weird. Alright, if I recall correctly, the stuffed toy is only in Seaside Area 1. So, yeah, let's go there. Hey, yeah, shortcut. Should take us a little closer here. That's the wrong way in the spiral. Easy. Very nice. Yeah, here we are. You the one that... Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Alright, now we just go back and hand this over to the teacher and get our reward, which is just going to be a thing that has a lottery number on it that we've probably already used. So that'll be the last thing that we do for the evening, and we'll pick this up. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to keep playing more post-game of this on Wednesday, or if we'll start a new game, and then I'll relegate post-game of this to being in the rotation of stuff to do on Fridays. Because I do still also need to finish the Battle Network 5 post-game, which I didn't even really start. But yeah, soon is kind of the important part there. Yeah.